What's good, rest of the community? This your boy YCLK Marcel coming to you on a sad note. I get tired of having to keep talking about this, but we have no choice. I'm as you can see, I have the camera facing this wrestler profile picture on Twitter. His name is Jordan Myles. He is a wrestler for WWE under Triple H's wrestling show called NXT. He's an NXT superstar. The reason why I'm doing this video is because there's too much noise going on in the wrestling community that nobody's being heard, and it's just everybody going back and forth. We're getting absolutely nowhere, and we really don't have time for the nonsense. But the reason why I'm about to talk about this dude is because today he had posted a picture, and I knew the moment he posted this thing was going to go out of wax. It was going to go everywhere, and people was going to be talking about it, and it was going to have everybody picking a side, going completely insane. Let me show you the actual picture. Here it is. That's his shirt that WWE was trying to option off so that you can pick up. Now, for people who are not familiar with minstrels was what racist white folk did from back in the day, where they were mainly black people. So what they would do is they would put on blackface, they would have the big red lips, and they would be sitting up there basically talking talking as if they don't know how to talk. Pretty much saying that's how black people talk today, like as if we don't know how to talk, we don't know how to speak. And so he went on his rant, and he had every right to. And I knew that with him speaking out against WWE and everything, that the WWE apologists / white supremacists / buck dancing buffoons would be all up in his mentions talking about he needs to quit and quit race baiting, and this has got absolutely nothing to do with race, when race is at the forefront of this whole situation. Now, I've been watching wrestling for a long time, and I've noticed that when it comes to black wrestlers, as Kofi said, the mountain, you can only go so high. And at the time, it was only the mid card. And every time you see a black wrestler, they will either be getting jobbed out, or they'll be a tag team, or they'll get like the United States Championship or Intercontinental or whatever. But the thing about black wrestlers, more than likely, they had a stereotypical gimmick. And the stereotypical gimmick was basically them acting a complete fool, dancing, rapping, twerking, gangster, somebody in jail, just dumb stuff. And white wrestling fans grew up watching that, and they accepted the fact that anytime they seen a black wrestler, they was only there to entertain. They wasn't there to be pushed as somebody serious. They wasn't there to be pushed as, somebody that they could say, okay, I'm gonna get behind this guy. If they got behind him, that was the only reason, was because they was the mid card, and that was the only highest they can go. Well, as a recent former WWE champion, Kofi Kingston actually accomplished that. He actually got the WWE championship, but the only reason he got the WWE championship was because he was shucking and jiving for, what is it, 11 years? He was shucking and jiving for 11 years, being loyal to this racist company that is the WWE, and he finally got the spot. But the only reason he got the spot was because Mustafa Ali got injured. So Kofi really even supposed to be in the main event picture against Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. It was supposed to be Mustafa Ali. It was only by, like I said, by the blessing that he was able to even get in that position. But still, Kofi and them's gimmick, I still call it a minstrel. First of all, what black man you gonna take serious throwing pancakes around, twerking, talk about baby, and then another man doing splits in the ring, and then another man playing the trombone, which a lot of, back in the day, old school minstrels, you always seen us playing some kind of instrument looking extremely silly. It's a joke. And that's how our wrestlers are always being, presented, as a joke, not serious. So when my man went on his rant, I knew that he was going to get a lot of backlash. I knew it. I say because the wrestling community, as much as we try to be wrestling fans as one, we can't, because it's always the white supremacist wrestling fans who would try to say it's got nothing to do with race. Then you got the buck dancing buffoons that would sit up there and co-sign that stuff and would accept this nonsense and say that black folk, we need to quit clowning and all this stuff. Like, no, man, you've been brainwashed by this racist company known as WWE. And you have fallen prey to it. I'm like, it's not even funny. Like I said, I've been watching wrestling for a long time, and I noticed that about the community, especially now since we're in the age of social media, where everybody can hop online and post how they feel about whatever situation it is. Let me tell you something. When it comes to the white, even on the main roster, this man don't even know how to book his white talent anymore. I'm being serious. Like, he just don't. The fool he's so out of touch of wrestling, it don't even make sense. But still, at least you can respect some of the white talent that's on there, because they're going to get pushed serious. But now when it comes to the black, Hispanic, Asian, non-white talent, they get booked like it's not even worth it. So this is why you hear a lot of black wrestling fans speaking out against stuff like this. They say that they had it. They said, what, they're not going to watch WWE. They're not going to support a racist company that is WWE, even though they grew up watching it. But they said they've had it. They said enough's enough. Like, when somebody tell you exactly how they is the first time you meet them, best believe that's how they is. WWE been telling you for the longest time, we don't care nothing about you black folk. Yes, we'll allow you to come to our shows. Yes, we'll allow you to purchase the merchandise and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, we don't give a rat's behind about you. We just don't. And that's how Vince and the company been. That's how they always been. We're not telling you something that we don't know. This is in front of our face over and over and over and over again. And so, like I said, you all have gotten comfortable because you have accepted the fact that wrestling as a whole has been dominated by white folk. It has. So when you see somebody that's not white, that's actually pretty good. They're good on the mic, they're good in the ring, and they're not shucking and jiving. You don't really know if you can get behind it or not, because you're not used to somebody being that good, and could possibly get over with the crowd without doing some kind of shucking and jiving number. It's unfortunate, but that's how our wrestlers have been perceived. So, I follow a whole lot of black wrestling fans who've been talking a lot about the situation. And some of them even promote certain wrestling corporations where a lot of us are taking part in it. And they say that it's time for something. It's like it's time for something that can, show representation. It's something that's totally different, even though it's a wrestling corporation. But you get to see us in a different light instead of sitting us up there shucking and jiving like we always do on a regular basis. And it's just sad that every time I read comments, I see them in the comment section going back and forth, and it's like, man, this is why we can't go anywhere. Y'all act like we want to come on here and race bait. It ain't got nothing. First of all, it ain't got nothing to do with race bait. We are actually telling you the bold-faced truth that the wrestling community as a whole has always been divided. I don't care how you look at it. It always has been divided, and it's unfortunate that we as wrestling fans can't be one as a whole. We're wrestling fans. We like wrestling regardless of the skin tone of the wrestling. But when stuff like this is being pushed in your face every single day, every single night, we have to address it. We have to bring it to the forefront. It ain't, people have to talk about social justice warriors and snowflakes. Ain't got nothing to do with that. This is what we deal with. And I'm sorry, but you guys will never understand that because you ain't black. I'm just saying, you ain't black. You ain't never gonna understand that. We try our best to, what they say, go along to get along, but when stuff like this constantly being promoted, being pushed, you keep seeing your wrestlers being used as a joke, and you have a hard time trying to get behind people that look like you because you just automatically know, okay, what type of circus, type of gimmick are they going to get? This issue alone, I'm telling you, I knew it. When I saw the shirt and I saw him going in, I said, here we go. The suspected white supremacist is going to be up in the comment section. And the buck dancing buffoon black folk is going to be up in there as well. I said, I already knew. It's a divide, seriously. And, we, like I say, we don't want to keep coming on here talking about this. We like wrestling as a whole. I enjoy all wrestling promotions, you know what I'm saying? I like all wrestlers, regardless of what they look like, because at the end of the day, I just want to see a good wrestling show. I want to see, good people being pushed, good heels. Good heels, good faces, and give me a good storyline, regardless what they look like. But when mess like this keeps getting pushed, we have to address it. We have no choice. We can't sit up here and turn a blind eye to stuff like this. That's why I support my man Jordan Myles. I'm glad that he spoke out against this. I don't care what y'all fools is going to probably be talking about me, telling me I need to be quiet. No, I'm glad he didn't be quiet. He put them on the forefront. Now, it's unfortunate because I wouldn't be surprised if WWE either releases him or they have him get jobbed out as a punishment, because that's usually how you do. When you speak against the establishment, they'll try to embarrass you in front of everybody. So I pray that my man don't get punished, but more than likely, since he works with WWE, don't be surprised if you see him on a couple of episodes of NXT being squashed like it ain't nobody's business. You will know why, because of what he did. He put this out on blast. He put WWE on blast. He called out Vince and Triple H behind. He called them all out. And like I say, it is what it is. But like I say, the rest of the community as a whole, this issue has always been at the forefront. I don't care what nobody says. Because every time you see, when you see the white wrestlers, you automatically think, okay, this cat's going to get pushed. He's going to be a serious deal. And he's good. Or vice versa. Or the same thing with the women. The blonde hair, blue eyed, or in Becky Lynch's case, the red hair, orange hair. You know what I mean? But when you got somebody like a Sasha Banks or somebody like a Bayley, no, you're only good for the secondary. Sasha, we want you to rush your behind off every day once you get injured, but you can't really be pushed as the main event person, even though you're one of the best women wrestlers on the planet. You just understand what I'm saying? Oh, then like Asuka and them. Triple H pushed her great. Come over to the main roster, she's a joke. Same thing with Nakamura, crazy self. Got pushed great in NXT. Come over to the main roster, get pushed like a joke. It's the same stuff over and over and over and over again. We're gonna keep talking about this. Every time they keep pushing this mess out, we're gonna bring it to the forefront. We don't care what people say, because we're gonna tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. This your boy YCFL signing out. I'm gonna get back to y'all with my AEW/NXT review. If you want to keep following me, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube. Holla at me.